Good day, folks. Welcome to yet another edition of Straight Talk with Obert Gutu on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about another very interesting topic, and this is to do with the teaching and mastering of indigenous languages in Africa and in other parts of the world, really, that have been colonized, that are former, colonies. I noticed that in most countries there is almost not one but several indigenous languages that are spoken, especially here in Africa. And here in Zimbabwe, we actually have 16 official languages, all of which have been actually duly recognized as such in the national constitution of the country. So all the 16 languages have been recognized as Zimbabwe's official languages. But then you note that the language that is spoken wildly throughout the length and breadth of Zimbabwe is the English language, obviously because of the historical link between us as a country and our former colonizers, Great Britain. So you find that everywhere you go, English is spoken widely. And obviously the 16 official languages are also spoken, but we can safely say, I can safely say here now that the language that is most spoken, particularly in official circles, business circles, educational circles, is the English language. I've always admired countries like Kenya and Tanzania, where they've managed somehow to have Swahili being used actually even more widely than the English language, although both Tanzania and Kenya are, of course, former British colonies. So I would like to advocate for a situation where we actually have a deliberate focus and emphasis on the teaching of our indigenous languages. I'm not saying that is not happening. It is obviously happening here in Zimbabwe, in my home country. But I would like to have a situation where we emulate the good things that some of our African countries are doing. I've already given the example of Kenya. I've already given the example of Tanzania, where Swahili is taught. They even learn science languages in Swahili. They learn mathematics in Swahili. They learn biology in Swahili. They learn physics in Swahili. So I think if we can reach that kind of situation where the indigenous languages are elevated to that level, I think it will help a lot. Because right now, like in Zimbabwe where I stay, the English language, like I said earlier on, is basically the language of choice. But I think there's need to obviously go beyond that and obviously have a situation where our own languages, the majority of the people in this country, they speak Shona, and there's the second other language most spoken after Shona is Ndebele, and with various other indigenous languages. We have Tonga, we have Nambia, we have Shangani, I can go on and on and on. And it is my fervent hope that we'll reach a stage where we are going to be able to actually have almost every Zimbabwean being able to speak at least the two major indigenous languages, that is Ndebele, East Ndebele, and Chishona and Shona. I think that will also help in national cohesion. That will also help in national unity. That will also help in, I think, in the oneness of a nation, so that whichever part of the country you go to, if you can converse at least in the two main indigenous languages, Ndebele and Shona, I think that will also go a very great way in uniting us as a people, as one people under the Republic of Zimbabwe. I also admire the Malawians, where you actually have Chewa spoken literally throughout the length and breadth of Malawi, and Chewa has actually become the language, the language of choice when you're in the Republic of Malawi. And I think that kind of situation is good because it does unite people. It makes people feel they are together. It makes people feel that they are one people, and that by speaking one language, you feel better. You feel like you belong, and no one feels like they're being disenfranchised or they're being treated as a foreigner or as not Zimbabwean or Malawian or Kenyan or Tanzanian enough. So folks, there we have it. Why don't we have a situation where even at the end of the day we can actually have one language being spoken throughout Africa? There's been a very interesting debate, some saying, okay, since Kenya and Tanzania and other East African countries, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, they actually have people speaking Swahili. Why don't we use it as a way of trying to have Swahili spoken throughout Africa? I actually think it's something that is worth debating, that is worth focusing. focusing upon. Imagine if the whole of Africa, the 1.1 billion people in Africa, are speaking one language. I'm sure that will also bring us together as Africans. And so, folks, for today, that is all I have to say. The importance of indigenous languages in bringing and fostering unity, national cohesion, and trying to foster that feeling of oneness and togetherness. You may want to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Gutu Obert. And you also may want to follow me on Facebook. My official Facebook page is Obert Gutu. You can also get me on Instagram, Obert Gutu. You can also get me on LinkedIn, Obert Gutu. I'm Obert Gutu. I am the senior and founding partner of Gutu Attorneys at Law, a law firm headquartered here in Zimbabwe, Harare, in the capital city of Zimbabwe, in Southern Africa. I'm also the former Deputy Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs in the Republic of Zimbabwe. So, folks, there you have it. Have a nice day. Work hard for yourselves. Work hard for your families. Work hard for your countries. Work hard for your community. Work hard for humanity. Sisonge. Salam. Cheerio. Asante sana.